and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 338. I have several finished objects today. This was a pattern that Mary Wanamaker sent to me. I will put a link to this down below in the description box. It's a free pattern. These are for my craft fair, and they're little teeth. They're like for the tooth fairy pillows. So they have little button eyes, and then on the back they have a little pocket so that the child can put their tooth in here and someone can put $1 in or whatever they get. We had a poor tooth fairy at our house. I think it was all of $0.25. But anyway, yeah, so I have 3 of these. The only thing I changed on the pattern, and it has this little handle here so you can actually hang it over the doorknob, or maybe over the bed frame or something like that. So I have 3 of these. The only thing I changed in the pattern was the pocket on the back. In the pattern is a piece of felt that's been sewn in, and instead I just crocheted it with some half double crochet. So, and this entire thing I think is half double crochet. So yes, we have 3 little tooth things. These are for the upcoming craft fair. And then I have my forever sweater that is going around and around. And you will see in show and tell in a few minutes that Susan Lothar made 2 fingering weight cardigans. Now most of the sweaters I've made are fingering weight. Some are worsted, but the majority of them are fingering weight. I can't imagine making 2 in a row, but anyway, this just seems to be going on forever and ever and ever. But I did get a long ways this week. I've gone about 2 inches around. There's my marker from last week. And this total has to be 13 inches. So I am right now at about 10 or 11. I didn't measure it before I filmed, but it's around 10 or 11 inches down. So I've got a little bit more. Hopefully this week I will get to the armpits, because this is from the bottom up. So the yarn is a knit crate yarn, and it is a linen cotton mix, which is why, because there's linen, if you see it here, it looks a little bumpy in some spots. That's where the linen was joined, because linen is not like an animal fiber where you can get a smooth join. Linen is more, it's a sinewy fiber, and you have to spin it wet. I didn't spin this, but when you join them, you actually have to cross lines. It's not like they can splice together quite the same way that animal fiber does. So it does cause some sections where the yarn might be thicker than others. So I learned that this week, that's what the cause of this was. Because I kept looking at this going, why is this yarn doing this? And then I was watching I forget who, but I was watching somebody on YouTube, and they were talking about linen yarn, and they explained that that's what happens. So that is the knitted sweater that I'm working on. Then I started a new project. I actually started it twice, and I will show you. I am using this. This is Pound of Love by Lion Brand. There's over 1,000 yards per skein. It's bigger than my head. And you can see how far I had gotten by what I ripped out right here. So this is, I'm making an Afghan for the craft fair that Kim and I are going to be doing in August. And I just thought, just now, it occurred to me, it's August. No one's going to be looking for an Afghan, but I'll have one just in case they are. So I am making a 6-pointed star. The first one I made was a 5-pointed star, and I was actually further than this, and I ripped it out because it was looking very puckery in the middle here. The beginning of the pattern started a little different than this one does, and as a result, it just, well, you'll see. I took a picture before I ripped it out, so take a look at what it looked like before I ripped it out. It looked like it was trying to be a hat for my head. I don't know, it's yeah, it was just too poofy in the top. So yeah, was not working out, but this one is. And so yeah, so that is my crochet pattern that I am working on. This week in our show and tell, we have a lot of pictures to show you guys, which is great because we all love to see pictures everybody else puts in of projects they're making. So those of you who sent me pictures, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It makes our show and tell interesting, and it gives people to look at something other than the disasters that I'm working on right now. So with that, look at what everybody else has been working on. If you'd like to enter something in for show and tell, you can do so by sending me an email to KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com and send me a picture with it and a little information, you know, about the pattern, the yarn, whatever you want to tell me. Or you can also post it on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, or you can directly message me over on Facebook at Katrina Knits. So that I can see what you've made, and we will get that into the show and tell. So thank you once again to those who sent me pictures this week. Now I thought I would do a little mini skein update. If you missed all of the Christmas in July, you can click the link right here, and that will take you over to it, and you can see the different mini skeins as I open them day after day. I did do a drawing for Christmas in July fairies, and the winner was Tina Reimer, and she has actually already responded. I've already got her prize sent to her. She should have actually probably received it by now. So the mini skeins, I thought I would show you the pattern that I am going to be making. It is a cowl. It is a free pattern. Here's what it looks like here. I have a better picture of it as well. I actually made a scarf out of this actual yarn. This is from, it's a Plymouth yarn. It's called Yakima, but this free pattern is over at PlymouthYarn.com. And does it have a name? It just is, it's the Yakima Spiral Rib Cowl. And here's a little bit better up close picture of it. So this is what I'm going to be using the mini skeins for, because it only takes one full skein of fingering weight yarn, which is really good because the mini skeins, each of them are 10 grams and I have 10 of them. So altogether I have 100 gram skeins, so it will work out perfect. So I'm going to insert a little footage for you as far as how I arrange the colors and why I have them in the order that I do. So I'm going to stick that in so you can check it out. So this is how I have it organized here. So let me explain. This one is the darkest and then it goes down to the lightest, and I grouped these all have like grays and greens in it. These have blue. This has a little bit of blue in it if I remember right. No, it does not, but it has grays in it. And then these are the grays, and there is some green as you can see here. And then these two also have the maroon in them, and they all have the dark kind of a charcoal color, so you can see those real well. So then it goes to this, which is lighter, but it still has that same charcoal color. And there are, you can see right here, little flecks of blue every so often. So I put the blue here. And then I have this one here because it has the same blue, but it has little flecks of the green in it, which also are picked up here. You can see that. And then it also has some gray, so then I went to this gray, which also has some light greens in it. And here is the gray with some darker charcoal and the green again. And then there's this, which I'm calling grayish, which it's a greenish colored beige. I mean, it's a beige, but it has definite green undertones to it. So that is how I'm going to put it together on the cowl. So what am I reading? Well, I finished The Hidden Beneath, which was a Maine clam bake series, and it was good as usual because I enjoy that. I enjoy reading cozy mysteries, which are murder mysteries without all the blood and guts, and they're usually pretty clean. They generally are clean with no graphic details at all. So I enjoy cozy mysteries. Think Murder, She Wrote. They're along that line. So Hidden Beneath was a series, well, it still is a series, I just read the latest one, about a family up in Maine that runs a clam bake, and the main character solves mysteries in the meantime. So I finished that one. I also finished Aunt Dimity Goes West. Now Aunt Dimity is a series. The main character's name is Laurie Shepherd, and Laurie Shepherd is American, but she lives in the Cotswolds in England with her husband, who's a lawyer, and they're two twins. And later in the series, she has a third child, but at this point in the series, she just has the two little boys. So I just started. I finished The Goes West. That had a neat twist in it. It was like hotel. Well, not a hotel. It was a log cabin, but a huge log cabin up in Colorado. With mines, silver and gold mines underneath it, and all kinds of things happening possibly in the town and in the mines below it. So it was good, had a neat twist at the end of the story. So what I'm reading now is Aunt Dimity and the Next of Kin. And Aunt Dimity Aunt Dimity. Aunt Dimity is another character in the book, but the main character, Laurie Shepherd, is volunteering at a local hospital, and an elderly lady has no visitors, so she kind of befriends the woman who's terminally ill, and the woman dies and leaves her as the executor of the will. And she's got to try to track down the next of kin. So she and a friend that lives in the apartment building that this older lady lived in are on the hunt to try to track down the missing kin. And the interesting thing with this story is this woman led this very quiet life, and they find out after her death all these little good deeds she did just quietly for different people, and how she made everybody feel special by just different things that she said and did. So far it's been a really good story. I'm about halfway through it. So I'm reading that one, and I am listening to a yarn-related cozy mystery by one of my favorite authors. The favorite author, her name is Betty Hechtman. She writes 2 different yarn-related series. She writes The Yarn Retreat, which is the one I'm currently reading, and she also writes a crochet mystery, which are my all-time favorite ones, but I read the latest one that's come out. So anyway, I am working on her latest one of the Yarn Retreat series, and it is about a character named Casey who inherited her aunt's business, and her aunt's business was running a retreat at a local like resort center, and she would have people come in and she would teach them to knit and to crochet and to do different fiber projects. So the girl Casey in the story has taken over this, and she runs into some mysteries along the way. So they're always enjoyable too. So those are the 2 things that I am reading and listening to. And I will put links down in the Amazon link under the Cozy Mysteries and yarn related cozy mysteries. Down in my shop you can find links to these books. So Wednesday's video, what is it going to be about? I am going to pull out, I think I'm pretty much done, other than the Afghan, I think I'm pretty much done the items that I'm going to make for the craft fair. I still have supplies to make more, but I want to see which items sell so I know what to make more of. I don't want to make a ton of whales and then find out none of the whales sold that I had. So Wednesday's video, I'm sitting at my kitchen table, so I'm going to lay out all of the items that I'm going to be taking to the craft fair, and I'm going to be getting the price tags set on them, make sure the labels, make sure they look good. The craft fair is August 19th, which is like a little over a month away, but I've got a lot going on in between this, and I'm retiring in 2 weeks. So I have a lot going on, so I want to make sure that I have everything ready, and I kind of want to look and see how many of each item I have to see if there are some items that I could bulk back up on a little bit. So I'm going to be sharing that with you so you can see everything that I'm going to be taking to the craft fair in August that Kim and I are doing together. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section, I actually have a decent amount of sales that are going on right now, so let's get started. Knit Picks is still running their summer sale. It ends on the 25th of July, so you do have another week or so, but they run specials within their summer sale every week, and this week's special is in addition to what's already on sale, you can get an additional 10% off of the bulky yarn. You do need to use a coupon code. It's SYS bulky 10 to get that additional 10% off. I will put the information down below. All of the links down below will take you to those sales, and I put the coupon code right next to it so you can be reminded. You don't have to look back through the video to find it again. So that is Knit Picks. Mary Maxim is running a sale up to 60% off of the yarn, and if you want digital pattern downloads, they have some of those for 99 cents. Digital pattern download means that you have to print it out yourself, which is no problem. That's how most of your patterns are anymore, unless you buy it physically in a book. So that is Mary Maxim, and that sale ends on the 17th. So you're watching this on the 15th, so you've only got till Monday. But that is Mary Maxim. Annie's Craft Store is offering some money off if you spend a certain amount. So if you spend $40, you can get $10 off. So you basically get $40 for $40 worth of products for $30. You do need to use a coupon code OFF10. And if you spend $75 or more, you can get $15 off. And for that, you need to use the coupon code OFF15. So that is Annie's Craft Store. Lion Brand is running their kind of standby sale that runs most of the time, but it's 30% off of yarn and kits. There are some exclusions, like their luxury yarns. Some of the luxury yarns are not included, but most of their yarns are included. So that's Lion Brand, 30% off their yarn and their kits. And a kit would be the pattern and the yarn together. And then Lovecrafts is running a clearance of up to 75% off. So lots of these places are running their summer clearances right now. And Lovecrafts runs a continuous sale. They no sooner finish, they start the next one, sort of how Lion Brand does. So you can check out Lovecrafts. Make sure you check out the right one. There's Lovecrafts for US, which would be for those of us in the US, and then there's Lovecrafts UK if you're over in Europe, because it does affect the prices and the shipping. So just make sure you click on the right one, and I have the links to both down below. So those are the sales that I know about. I will post other ones. If you're new to the channel, which we do have quite a few new viewers, thanks to Christmas in July fairies. So if you are new, thank you for watching and for joining our crafty bunch here. But if you are new and you're not aware of it, when I do run across different yarn sales, I do try to post them. They're always a little video that's just a few seconds long. They're yellow with black writing. So if you see something like that, you know it's a sale that I've come across for yarn and things. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for stopping by and sticking with me every week, well, twice a week, yeah. So thank you so much for doing that. If you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below, and if you click the little bell-shaped icon next to it and then click all, that will let you know anytime I post a video. And we always appreciate those thumbs up and likes. That does give a little bit of more popularity to it. It makes the channel so it shows up more in the recommends. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this channel, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I will see you again on Wednesday when we will tackle the crafty chaos that I've got going on right now. So thanks again for watching. Bye everybody.